How are you feeling, girl? That was a crazy fight.
I'm super excited. It was really tough. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a different ball game, but I had a blast. So thank you.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to this Friday, June 9th crypto weekly update with Stu Damas. I am your host, and I believe this is the way we're all feeling right about now. Crypto has really been bouncing us around as of late. So I want to do a quick update here on crypto, and I'm going to specifically focus on altcoins this week because not much in the way of price action has occurred on our Bitcoin chart. I forgot to do a little housekeeping before we jump into the chart. I wanted to just remind you all I had posted something on Substack, my website at Stu Damas right there, regarding suggestions that you all might have to possibly make my production a little bit better. I don't have a lot of time during the course of the week to do these videos, so I want to be as efficient and effective as possible at communicating information that is important to you your way via my posts and videos. So I created a post on Substack. It's a chat on Substack. If you have the Substack app, you can interact in that chat and give me some ideas that would be of interest to you, would be of help to me to make the content better, and would just benefit all of our viewers as we go through these videos and posts. So you should be able to find that link on my site again. All right, and now without further ado, let's jump into these charts. Now, one of the things one of my viewers suggested is it's kind of hard to see. I guess I have a higher resolution screen here, so unless you're in HD mode on YouTube, also with the same or near the same screen resolution, you probably might have a little bit of a hard time viewing the chart that I'm on. I tried to say what chart I'm on, but sometimes that's not helpful. So one of my viewers commented that they would like to, have the subject of what I am currently speaking on available to them. I mean, the best I thought of right now is just to zoom in here quickly to the ticker as I scroll through these, and to zoom back out. So here we're on the Bitcoin chart. And as I go through the altcoins, which will be primarily the focus of this video, I'll do the same thing for each one. Of course, that's going to take a little bit more time. I'm trying to keep all of these videos under 20 minutes for my TradingView peeps. So we'll just have to work at it and get it down. All right, we're starting out with our Bitcoin chart. As you just saw, I've got lots of markings on this chart, and don't let the noise intimidate you. I'm just going to abbreviate a few of the new markings. You see this red channel going upwards. That is our key line of support, along with this green neckline, which we have retouched, but I wouldn't be surprised if we touch it again. All right, and you see this descending bullish wedge. That, my friends, is also the start of a formation of a larger cup and handle. All right, so I have one cup and handle here, and that is the neckline, which we've just retested. But also you can see a larger cup and handle pattern. I'm going to draw it out here. All right, with this bullish wedge being the handle. All right, so then we have our neckline at 30,500, that key line of resistance that I have been mentioning we must beat if the bulls are going to be in charge here for the next few, for the remainder of the year, really. All right, so the bulls are going to, it looks like, according to the drawings, I'm not going to explain each one of these, but it looks like the bulls are going to take another charge at that 30,500 sooner or later. we have much more bullish indication that that is going to take place than we do bearish indication. Nevertheless, we should be concerned, and this is our Bitcoin. I've got to get the Zoom hotkeys in. This is our Bitcoin CME futures chart, and we do have to be concerned about this $20,000 price gap. At some point in the future, I do expect we will hit that. I just don't know whether we tackle that 30,500 prior to that, or we form a double top at 30,500, maybe go down to it, or maybe we beat 30,500, go up to our next level, and then something in the future causes us to crash down to that $20,000 mark. I don't know that. I'm following this as closely as possible for you all. Okay, I want to take a look at our Ethereum. Got to get these Zoom keys, these Zoom hotkeys. Ethereum BTC chart. And the reason why I want to follow this is because this shows altcoin strength. All right, when Ethereum is breaking out of this wedge here, that's showing us that Ethereum is taking the lead in the altcoin space. All right, so this looks like a bullish wedge right here, and we should continue to head up on the ETH BCH chart. Next chart here is our total 2 chart, and what we have going on here is a bullish Adam and Eve pattern. All right, and I expected us to touch our 200-day moving average here. We have done that, and we are currently using that as support. Now, if that breaks, could be trouble. So far, it's held, and just barely for the last 5 days. At this point, I do want to see us start to move up again towards that neckline. Of course, we've got some resistance here at this orange, this orange area right here is all resistance. Then I want to see us move up to our neckline and test and even break that soon into the future. Whoops, arrow's getting carried away there. All right, next chart here is our Ethereum chart. All right, so Ethereum, of course, we follow very closely, and I've got an open trade position in Ethereum. Now, I do have this expected neckline retest, which has been completed, but just barely with 1 wick down. So again, I wouldn't be surprised to see our price action come back down and test that neckline, which would be also somewhere at the bottom of this triangle. And that's a price of 1750-ish. All right, I wouldn't be surprised to see us wick down quickly and lick that one more time before we get out of this zone. Okay, and then I had a request for Litecoin and also a request for BCH, Bitcoin Cash, which I'll cover in just a second. So Litecoin is in this wedge. I don't have it highlighted green, which I could probably do right now. But we have this bullish wedge, really, that Litecoin has been existing in for the last few months, actually since January. I think, yeah, December, January of this year. All right, and we know that halving is T minus 60 days, I believe, something like that at this point. Maybe not quite, but it's drawing close. And so once we break this wedge, I do expect quite a bit of bullish action above this 96.42 cents point of resistance. All right, so we have to break above this wedge and the 96.42 cents. However, before that occurs, I wouldn't be surprised again if we come down and test the bottom of this triangle, especially with the all the FUD that's going on with Coinbase and Binance, and then we still have the XRP settlement as well to look forward to. Okay, next chart I have here is ApeCoin, And the reason I am covering this is because it currently is a trade that I'm in. All right, you can see the purchase area right there at $2.89. We're hanging on to that. We broke below this bullish wedge. And then the next day we came back into it. There was 13% profit. At that time, I almost took it. I should have taken it. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? I like to take profit. When you hit 13% in a bear market in one day, really you should take it if you're wise. I just thought we would hang on inside this triangle, and then my expectation is at some point in the future we break to the upside of this triangle, and you can see my target here is $4.22. So my stop out is somewhere around $2, just below $2.50. However, if we break below that area of support at $2.89, I may change my mind and get out sooner. So pay attention to my trades on this one, guys. And of course, you know where to follow all of my trades at the following sites. Included in that is Rumble, which is not seen because it's green, and I'm doing the green screen thing behind me. But you can follow me there as well. All right, next coin we want to cover, and this is also a request, is Bitcoin Cash. All right. So we'll just review what I'm seeing here on Bitcoin Cash as well. All right, zoom out. There we go. So I have a target entry at the bottom of this triangle, 106.84. Again, guys, you notice a pattern here. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit this, because right now what we have is this is a little bit of a bear flag, and including all the previous charts, Ape has a little bit of a bear flag. I hope it doesn't go below that, but it could. Litecoin, bear flag, could come back down below that 200-day moving average, and we'll see this pattern repeating. Just a little bit of a bear flag on the daily here. So my target entry area for BCH is the bottom of that triangle, which is right around $106, $107. I'd take it for 108, 109. You get the idea. That's where you really want to enter this, and then you want to set your stop limits anywhere below that triangle depending on your risk tolerance. And what I'm hoping to see then, once that proves it is support, we start to head up, do battle with the top side of this triangle, and potentially break to the top side of that triangle, at which point it's all on bulls again. Okay, next chart here is Sand USD Sandbox. All right, and so Sand is in a tenuous situation. I said the target entry area was the bottom of this triangle. We are at the bottom of the triangle. Now you could draw that triangle bottom at those wick downs as well, in which case we'd still be in the triangle. But again, all of this is kind of risky with the FUDs that's going on with the lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase. So it is a risky, and I'll definitely admit that, area to enter. Okay, let's take a look at ARB here. This is ARB USD. And ARB is, what I want to see is us to really get back into this target entry area again, which is anywhere from $1.08 to $1.11. So we're almost there. We're at $1.13. I guess I'm being a little bit picky. Well, that's just because I'm seeing, and I'll just draw it out on this chart, another bear flag in formation. So that means we could go down and test that support area at 108 sometime in the next week or so. And I definitely could see that taking place. Okay, so then what is XRP doing? XRP is being strong, all right? So you can see I have another inverse head and shoulders pattern marked here on our charts. And I'm trying to pull this up here because at this point, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit more bullish than I expected. And that shoulder isn't quite going to form down into the target area. At least, I mean, it still could, but I'm doubting that. We had the wick down to the top of this target area at 48 cents, tagged that, and immediately went back up. This is telling me that the bulls are especially aggressive on this one right now. So we have not broke this neckline yet. All right here is where we're at right now. That is the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and should we break that, or when we break that, up we go. And I have not done the measurement yet, but I'll do that right now so you guys can all see and learn along with me. We measure from the neckline to top of the head and precisely around where we think we're going to break, and that takes our target up to 66 cents. I'm going to go ahead and draw a horizontal line there. And then what I want to do is zoom back out to see if that line actually matches with something. And look at this, guys, perfectly. So that is a valid target. We've got a wick up here. Where did I see a wick down? Oh, a wick up right here as well. All right. And we've got lots of action over here in this area right around that 60 cents mark. So that is definitely a legit target. 66 once we break that neckline here. So watch this closely. I may be entering a position, and you guys know where to find me when I do that. Okay, I'm going to do 3 more altcoins here. This one is HBAR. I found this one interesting because we are still in a bullish wedge. Getting closer to my target area here. Let me put it in auto so you can see that. So again, once again, I'm repeating myself here. Looks like a bear flag. So there is the potential that we come up, hit our heads on the top of that triangle, come back down one more time, and then we're in this target area. That's where I'm looking to enter on HBAR. Matic is interesting as well. We're right in my target area. This is a great place to enter. And you can see the RSI supports that. Guys, watch. I haven't been focusing on the RSI, but watch that RSI closely. It's kind of hard to see the bottom of the chart here, but that's where we're in oversold territory, basically, is what I want to reference. All right, so I have been taking a close look at that RSI, but when the RSI matches or aligns with pattern and my target area here, that is a great place to enter. However, once again, caution is warranted. Bear flag here. So we could come down, wick down really quickly below that line of support, which is drawn at, what is that, 76.64 cents. Doesn't have to be that exact, but basically 75 cents. All right. So be careful there on Matic. We could get one more drop before we start to move back up. Okay, I was going to call this my final coin, Algo, but I don't think it's going to be my final coin, only because I want to cover BNB, Binance related coin. All right, so let's just cover this quickly. Algo is in a bullish wedge, descending wedge. However, it could come down below the next level there of 11.5 cents support, all the way to the low from set at the beginning of the pandemic, which was 9 cents. All right, so it is forming this bear flag. I expect that it would probably test the bottom of that triangle. And if it gets that far down, it may wick down to that March 12th, 2020 low of 9 cents. Okay, and I'm going to finish off with BNB here because this is the coin, which this is Binance's coin. And you can see I have a channel trending up, which is going to act as support and currently is acting as support. You can see the RSI down here is way into oversold territory. I'm sorry that you guys can't see that as well. I'm going to have to adjust these video settings so that you can see that. But we are into very oversold territory, and this is channel here is providing us good support. However, once again, that is a bear flag, so we could get a little bit of a shakeout before next week, before we start to proceed back up again. Anyways, guys, that is what I'm looking at on the charts, and I know it was rather quick, but bottom line up front, which I did not do, the conclusion here, and bye to my TradingView people, is that we're kind of in flux right now, and looks like we're forming a bear flag. That means we may take one more stab at our supports to see if they hold this next week. All right, so expect this whole next week to be another sideways to slightly down week for crypto as we digest this news of the SEC suing Coinbase and Binance. I do believe, though, and since I've already lost my TradingView people, might as well put a few thoughts on this lawsuit. Of course, it was mentioned that Gary Gensler had applied for what is it called, a advisor board position, but he was just offering his donating his time basically to be an advisor. This was before FTX, and of course we know how the ties are arranged in the FTX fiasco, the Democratic Party's golden donor goose. All right, and then once CZ exposed that whole thing and burned it to the ground, I knew it was just a matter of time that the SEC would come after CZ and company. They don't like to have their funding channels destroyed the way they were. All right, so this is going to be a little bit of a retaliation. However, on the positive side, I do think this will force the SEC via court to provide clarity to the crypto community. For years and years, Coinbase and Binance and many of these coins that I had been following, Library is a big one that I've been following on Twitter. They do the Odyssey app video on blockchain. They have been screaming and crying for clarity. Okay, look, what do we need to do to follow the rules? And the SEC does not respond. They do not provide the rules. They don't want to provide the rules intentionally. They are being vague. This is similar to the Chinese tactic, although China, what they did to institute their CBDC was to speak negatively about crypto through the years up, and then eventually we know they banned mining on BTC. And now they've instituted their CBDC, and Hong Kong is starting to lighten up on their FUD towards crypto. All right, so the U.S. is just following the Chinese tactic so that they can get their CBDC instituted. And they're just not answering questions. They're just being totally gangster, as always, about this, ignoring any points of clarity that would make it easier for the crypto industry. They're just attempting to destroy crypto as much as possible, so they can implement their version of the CBDC. They don't want competition, all right? And yet, also, they don't just want to be so obvious that they are as authoritarian as they are to the general public, because you got to walk this fine line with the public who thinks that we still live in the good old US of A, where everything is free and we have no we don't have the corruption in other countries, and we still do definitely have a better overall country in that regards, but we are on the brink of all-out authoritarianism, and the SEC has been acting as a mafia for quite some time, so this is all about diplomacy and optics. You want to make it look from a public affairs standpoint that you're allowing certain things. So you're not going to just go all out and ban crypto. Instead, the best way to skirt that divide is just not answer questions, just ignore the crypto community, not provide clarity. And then what you can do is, just accuse them of being securities. You accuse them of whatever you want because there are no rules and you are the rule maker. And so that's kind of the way it's going right now. And the fortunate thing about all this, the SEC doing the lawsuit, is that in court, they are going to have to at some point provide clarity. And that should help the crypto community out tremendously. So hopefully that all makes sense to you and why there is a silver lining in these lawsuits and why it may actually benefit the crypto community in the long run. All right, guys, I did not cover the dollar or the VIX this week. I will say something real quick. The dollar has just dropped below an important line of support. But this all could be a longer term bull flag as well. And we still could go up and test the 105.6 level. And that's definitely possible with upcoming Fed decisions. VIX is down at a new low, though. So this is suggesting to me that there is some easing that the market is starting to expect. And we can see that data correlates with what we're seeing on the breakout here of our US 500. All right, we're well on our way to this blow off top that I've been calling for the past year. This, again, is all going to spill over into our crypto market. All right, so hopefully all of this is actually, will make sense to you, is actually good news. This correlates with the SEC suing Coinbase and Binance, and that's going to have to, at some point they're going to have to provide clarity for the crypto community, which is only going to help the crypto community out in the long term, in my opinion. That's the way I see it. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this update. Peace, y'all.